Yo, what is up, guys? Today we're going to be doing a anime fight club, and today's matchup is the Espada versus the Akatsuki. Now let's get down to it. Now there's a lot of different ways we could put this matchup. Let's put this into the terms of a 10v10, starting off with number 10 Yami versus, I guess we'll just go who's like next to each other or whatever. So yeah, we'll go Yami versus, what's his name, Datara. I think, and before I get started, give me like and a follow. But also before I get started, um, we're gonna do this assuming that their like chakra and spiritual powers are like equally effective. Because I know there's a thing like, well, oh, but what if they couldn't actually even see them because they're hollows and their spirit energy and chakra and blah blah blah. We're just going to assume that they're both equally effective for the just for the purpose of this fight. Anyway, get into the first match. Yami versus Datara. I would have to give the edge to Yami just because he has more raw power, and I think that he could definitely, like, let's put it this way. I think if he could definitely take an attack from Datara more than Datara could take an attack from him. Now, what if Datara blows himself up? That could probably kill him, maybe. I wouldn't put it, I wouldn't say that that's unlikely. But then again, if he has to self-destruct to kill him, then that doesn't really count as a win. It's a tie at best. So I would give it to Yami there. So Espada's up 1-0. Going on to Aranero. That was his name, correct? That's number nine's name. Versus Sasori. That's a tough one. I mean, Aranero is obviously the weakest one. And Sasori's got a lot of puppets, and honestly, like, he doesn't put like his main body out there for harm very much, so there's a chance he could win. I think it'd be a pretty close one. They have kind of almost they have almost a similar fighting style, so that would be a kind of interesting match. I'll give just a tiny edge to Sasori, evening up 1-1. Next we have Cyalopero versus, I guess, both Zetsus. It's technically a 2-on-1. And since it's a 2-on-1, I guess I'll just give it to Zetsu. I mean, it's literally, it could be like potentially a whole army. So I know 1-on-1, obviously Xylopero wins. But there's a whole army, and I don't know if his ability would really work because he doesn't have like organs, like, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't, like, his body doesn't really work that way. Would he be able to work around that? Eventually, maybe, but I don't know. It's kind of a tricky. It's kind of a cop out just to say that Setsu wins on numbers alone, but we'll give it to them. So they're up 2-1. The Akatsuki is now up 2-1. Moving on to Hidan versus, what was number seven's name? I don't remember. Now Hidan is immortal. However, as we clearly see against him versus Shikamaru, it does not make him unbeatable. So, but then again, couldn't he like eat his soul? Isn't that what hollows do? But regardless of whether putting him down for good is a factor or not, I just think that he has so much more firepower, and I don't know if Hidan could even hurt him. I mean, because all he can do. I mean, because you got to remember the Espada have like steel skin, so it's not going to be as easy as like actually making him bleed. So, like, I don't know if Hidan actually would have the strength to actually do any damage to him enough to be able to like do the whole blood ritual thing or whatever. So I would give it to number 7, forgetting the guy's name. So it's tied again 2-2. So obviously we got Grimjow versus Hidan now. Again, Hidan's technically immortal. I just don't think he has the firepower or the speed to deal with Grimmjow. So I give it to Grimmjow again, and pretty handedly. So what does that put the Espada up 3-2, I believe? All right, now we got Noitora versus. I don't have the picture in front of me. Who's this matchup? Oh, Kisame. That's a pretty cool one. That's honestly, when I was looking at these matchups earlier, that was actually one of my favorite matchups. I think it would be a pretty cool one. If you assume that Kisame could maybe drain his spiritual powers the same way that he could drain chakra maybe with Samihara, that could maybe give him an edge. I think this would be a really close one. I do think that there's more ways for Noitora to hurt Kisame than the other way around. So I would have to give it to him in a slight edge, which I believe makes it 4-2, the score in the Espada's favor. Now this would be a really good one. It's Ulquiorra versus Itachi now. Again, Ulquiorra, I think, in terms of offensive firepower, way outstripes, what Itachi is capable of. However, we're going to assume that Genjutsu would work on him, obviously. So there are ways that Itachi would be able to win. Itachi would be able to win, but I don't know. Like I don't know if he could. If he could do enough damage to really put him out. I mean, I guess if you put him in a Genjutsu and then uses like a Materatsu to like completely burn him to a crisp, because you remember Ulquiorra also has that regenerative ability that I don't think the other hollows do. But I think Ulquiorra has so many ways that he could just end it in one strike that I would give him the edge. Although it is a really interesting one. There are definitely ways Itachi could win. So I think that puts the Espada up 5-2. Going to Holly-Bell versus Conan. Again, I think we got to give it to Holly-Bell. Yeah, I think she's just, again, firepower way too much. I don't think there's anything Conan could really do to damage her that much. She has like that big paper bomb thing, but that was like a trap that she had to work hard to set in advance. So we can't really think that she could even catch her in that. Even if she did catch her in that, would it be as effective? I doubt it. Yeah, so that's 6-2. So I mean, they already win the team. Who do we? Obito is not on this, but let's put Obito up against Baragon, I guess, and let's just say Obito wins, just to give him a win. And I think he would be the most likely to win, especially if you give him the Tintel Jinchuriki, definitely. So 6-3. Espada's already won the team match, but still, I would give it to Pain over Stark just based on that he has a lot of like really devastating abilities. Stark is very strong. He has a lot of really strong abilities, but I mean, nothing as good as dropping meteors, almighty push. You can destroy whole towns and stuff like that. So this is the one matchup that I think the Akatsuki member would have more firepower, and that's why I would give him the edge. But I do give the Espada the win, 6-4. What do you guys think? Which team do you think would win? And if you like this video, make sure to give me a like and subscribe. And thanks so much for watching the video, you son of